Yeah, we are waiting for a few more people to join, especially the person who asked. There's someone has asked a question, and Nikwambia, I'm going to answer the question, and since the question has also been on my DM, uh, put out in another way, Nikaona is best we just have a conversation and talk about it and be done with it. So first of all, shout out to everyone and welcome. So this is for the new and returning subscribers. Usually I don't come live at this hour, but in any case, it's Scorpio hour, and Scorpio is directly below my feet, so aina ile. So someone is asking, or someone was asking me, like, so they were discussing their partner, like the other half. They said, so this is my other half. And so I said, so what do you mean the other half? You're like, no, this is my other half, like, my relationship and everything. I said, but when you understand spiritually, like, everything starts from the spirit before the physical, then you understand that everything you say, unless you can back it up, then you have the wrong interpretation of the same thing. So they're like, so what do you think is the meaning of the other half of, how should I use the other half? So if you're in a relationship with someone, most of the opposite sex, so, and this is even exactly why it becomes the other half, because this will be like the solar opposite of you. Now, so as spirits, when you become aware for the first time, whether you get born, whether it's the Big Bang, whether you get whatever terms and conditions you attach to your creation, I'm not here to speak about that. I'm just saying, when you become aware for the first time, as a spirit, when you became aware, it doesn't matter whether it is when you are born, it does. The moment you became aware, and you have many different awarenesses, because awareness is not just what you think you're aware of. Now that you are in a more evolved body, now that you can have language and communication, that does not mean that you don't have an awareness. A plant has got an awareness. If you have a plant, for example, right here I have my own plants. If I was to start a fire hapa, and every day your moto ikuwa itakuwa inatoa moshi, so by default they will be aware of the smoke, and you can see the plants growing. So that's an awareness. Whatever you want to call it, you can call it stimuli, whatever you want to call it, that's an awareness, aka that plant is aware that there is some smoke or fire, ama kitu kama hiyo. Okay, so when you became aware for the first time, in whichever shape and form you are, okay, the spirit that existed directly next to yours in the beginning, aka whether you are created by God, whichever what we call terms and conditions that you found yourself here in, okay? So here we are not judging when you ulikuja dunia, we don't care about how you came to the world. So this is the thing. The first time you became aware as a spirit, the first spirit that existed directly next to yours in the beginning. So whether this was happening in someone's mind, in the beginning God made, everything begins from the mind. Yeah, you have to think something before you create it, before you speak it. The crown chakra. So now, the spirit, this is a mosquito inanikula hapa live kama nimeshika kamera, tabia mbaya, tauna adabu. Nakula ile mkono imeshika simu, nonsense. So because I'm outside, so ignore the mosquitoes, nimekaa nje. So I'm outside, so the mosquitoes are having a field day. So kwa balcony, that is. So the spirit that is directly opposite yours in the beginning. So remember, this could have been any gender. Any gender. It doesn't matter that that spirit was female and you are male. That is the spirit that begin when you become aware and separated from the divine, aka when God created you. The spirit that was directly opposite you as when you are all created, because you are all created. See, munasemanga all of you are created by God. or whichever way, shape, and form the world became to. So when that all, or when you all fell, because you fell, that is what it means to fall, to wake up in this realm. This is falling. This is the death part. This is the 1, 2, and 3 dimension. Okay? I didn't want to eat. You give me food. I'm already so full. Ama, this is your food. I don't want to. I'm so full. I mean, me, I'm full. I just want something warm. Like hibiscus tea or something, yeah? Thank you. So, the spirit next to you, when you are created, directly next to you, that spirit, when you are separating from the divine, when you are falling, when you are being created, when you are falling from that realm of all possibility, what you call God, the spirit that was directly next to you, that other half, that is your true counterpart. That is the spirit that was there when you fell. That is the spirit that was there when you were born or created or whatever happened. That is your true counterpart. Been there, done that. So that is who you call the other half. So when you're speaking about the other half spiritually, that will be your other half. Now, that's your true counterpart, and that is the reality. There are some people who meet. There are some people who have actually met, like you meet the other half, but it is very rare. Okay? Because the whole journey of existence in the 3D is about uniting with that original state of oneness. That is why the people who meet and they click everything, they're like, everything is matching the frequency, kila kitu. That is now the people who can say, this is my other half. Those people have never had a fight. Those people, everything seems to fall in their laps. Those people, when it comes to manifestation, because they found their other half. They found a piece of what we are all down here trying to do. Everyone down here is trying to reunite with the Father. Everyone wants to go to heaven. Everyone wants to go to God. Everyone wants to. So we are here in this existence, and it's about reuniting with the original state of oneness. You get it? So when you're explaining yourself, oh no, this is my other half. No, that's not your other half. That's not your other half. And so this is why even when it comes to relationships, tukiongea maneno, but I think I have a whole video about soul ties and twin flames and what it means, like who is a twin flame, so because you have to understand the difference. Don't just say, oh my God, I'm looking for my twin flame, and you're just speaking out of your ass. Okay? So the masculine counterpart, so a twin flame has to be masculine. Okay? So huwezi enda na wewe utatu unakuja unaniambia, ukiwa mwanaume unakuja unaniambia, this is my twin flame. Haiwezi kuwa. Anawezaje kuwa your twin flame and you are a man? Na umesema ni flame. Flame is external, externalized, so that is masculine. You get it? So for example, a twin flame, tumeanzia hapo. So tumesema ni flame. Water ni internal, yin. Si ndio? Fire ni external, masculine. You can see it. It transforms. So it is masculine. So huwezi kuja uniambia ati this is my twin flame na unanionyesha msichana, kwa sababu flame ni masculine, external. Tuanzie hapo. So a twin flame would be the masculine counterpart of someone with whom sasa wewe you shared a deep connection. So you shared deep connections and passions with those people now. Okay? So there's a lot of things we used to do together. We shared deep connections. We shared similar passions. Though kila mtu ako na njia yake, me I'm pursuing my own things in life. Me I'm doing the whole 5 business pillars. Me I'm doing the whole 5 pillars. I'm doing business, entertainment, sports, education, and religion. You on the other hand, you're doing your own thing. So even if we are on different parts, one is a teacher, or an example. One is a white collar civil servant, 9 to 5 type of person, and the other one is a stay at home or totally different. Okay? So even if both of you are pursuing different things, so these are the couples, when you look at them unashindwa ai, na watu wanaezananga aje, kwa sababu huyu ni mtu wa klabu saa zote, kukunywa nini nini, huyu hata si wa hiyo maneno, but they are coexisting. That's a twin flame, because your core passions are aligning. So it's not how your passions look like. It's not what they look like. It's not what you are passionate about. It's the fact that that passion, that fire, that flame is aligning. So you can be passionate about getting your dick wet. Okay? And that can align with someone whose passion is painting. So it's not the thing that you are doing, it's how you are doing. So for whatever reason, the core passion, that flame, is aligning for both of you. Masculine and feminine. So now, you are creating what you can call a shared experience. It may not be the same. Maybe you are passionate about going and watching girls on strip poles dancing and giving them money. You are passionate about that. Okay? That's something that you love. That is something that you can deeply connect to. Now, the other person will be deeply connected to a similar passion, the same thing, but it is the passion that is aligning, not what is happening. So pengine yeye passion yake anenanga na ruka kesha. So bwana ni mlevi, or the names you wanna call him, bibi ni wa kanisa, ameokoka, but these two people, you can't separate them, because they shared something that transcends birth, life, death or separation. Hakuna kitu inaweza watenganisha. Why? Because the experience that they are sharing, that aligned, it was about core passions, but they aligned. They are a twin flame. So the passions are different, but they align. Sasa hapa tunaongea maneno ya chakra wheels. Now this goes deeper now. This is when it comes to what you call human design. So this one now, when you talk about human design, or how your thoughts and spirits, like how whatever you think you become, how whatever you think condenses, becomes fluids, emotions, bone marrow, blood, pus, mucus, tissue. You create the organs that you have. Okay? You create the organs you have. Now, so in other lifetimes, because this is not the first time that you have come to this world, okay? This is not the first time. You've been here before, and we are just being confirmed who came to visit. The wise one with the many eyes, you amekuja kwa back. Ameland tu saa hizi. Shout out to him. Back to the live. Confirmation. You know, you don't have to. You know, you if you are aware, you are aware. You know what that means. Some of you may need to go into a dictionary to start googling what a moth represents. Ameenda pale kwa stima, ndio huyo sasa. Amekuja. Attracted to the light. This is how he fell also, you know, attracted to the light. No. So right now to go in that vibe of falling na maneno kama hiyo. So now, in other lifetimes, you may, or as a spirit now, you may find yourself in different geographical locations. So remember tunaongea about your twin flame. Okay? So in one time ulikuwa Kenya, your twin flame alikuwa Madagascar. Okay? Higher. Or under different circumstances. So over the time, though you are not meeting, but you are still sharing like locations, like something will always happen where.
Please tell me if you like it, because.
What did you add? It's perfect. Thank you.
Nimeweka sugar.
But you know I'm not using sugar. Lakini si mingi umeweka.
Yeah, nimeweka kadogo.
So thank you.
Welcome.
And be warm.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
So through what you call multiple lifetimes before now you meet. So you may encounter each other as friends. So your twin flame, you may first of all meet them as just your friends. Before now everything aligns. Before you realize that you are passionate about something. So you meet your twin flames as friends. You may meet your twin flame as an enemy, someone whom you encountered because of different situations and circumstances. They were just your enemies. Okay, you can even meet them as companions. So what will happen, you will always remain aware of each other's presence in one way, shape or another. So this can be your pen pal, pen friend, Facebook friend. Hata si lazima mkuwa mna relate, mnajuana sana. But these are those connections that you always seem to follow through. Some of them from when you went to school na vitu kama hizo. So what is happening is that no matter the separation, no matter the countries, the borders na vitu kama hizo, no matter the physical location where they are, no matter the society's influence, your spirits are interconnected. Remember the twin flame, your spirits are still interconnected. So when your bodies and when your minds are expressing some form of connection in the world, most of the time it leads to events where now wewe na yule, you are made to be aware of each other's energy. It doesn't even mean it is going to go anywhere, but you are made aware of each other's energy. So you are there, you are watching me. So you have been made to be aware of my energy. The same way, I'm here. I see you on the screen. I mention your name. I see you tapping na vitu kama hizo. So now, remember the twin flame was the masculine, the externalization. You are following, you are paying attention. Now, the feminine aspect of that connection ndio inaitangwa sasa soul tie. So, twin flame, masculine, the man side. Feminine, soul tie now. Ama ulikuwa unafikiria utaiachia kwa Adam. You thought you were just going to leave it hanging at twin flame. Oh, you're just leaving it. No, you go all the way. Adam and Eve. Okay? Adam and Eve. Ikoyo and Mumbi. We go all the way. So si tumetoka kwa masculine. Si tuingie kwa soul tie. Remember, the twin flame was the masculine. Unasikia ni flame was the masculine, was the externalization, was the expression. Now, the feeling, we are talking about expansion and contraction, what you call a pulse or a heartbeat, how everything exists. Okay? Now, or dimness and brightness, contraction, expansion. That is what we are talking about. So now we have seen the expansion, let there be, the fire side. It is the twin flame. Flame, masculine. So now the feminine aspect becomes the soul tie. A soul tie. So now your souls are tied together. So this is becoming a knot. Ni kama kitu inafungwa. Unasikia ni soul tie. Ni kitu inafungwa. Ni kudo. Ni kitu inakundiko. So your energies merge over time. It doesn't even happen overnight. This can be something that is happening over time. So this conscious string of fire, which has been happening through what? Repeated lifetimes. Neighbors, kuongeana, nini. So now that condenses into a bond, like a fluid, like water now. You get it? Yet, it's unbreakable. So now, you and your twin flame, you create a shared world or space. So now this becomes what you call, sasa in your terms now this would be, mnaitanga aje mkioana mkipatana, what do we call it? What is the best way to explain it? So that string of fire from the twin flame now, that twin flame, that externalization, its condensation now, the yin, the internal, the feminine, okay, becomes now forged through the other lifetimes now. Now it becomes heavy. So now you are creating a shared world. Now you are creating what you can call a space or a womb. Now, this is also what becomes a house, like a house that contains both of your essences. Now you are married. Now you are in a calm we stay. Now in a situationship. Now you're in a relationship. Now you're in a whatever ship you can think of adding your name to. Now this is your bestie. You're following. Now this becomes your significant other. Now you feel like you have a relationship. Now, twin flame, soul tie, and we talked about the other half, which is the most important. If you could find your other half, the other spirit that existed when you fell, when you became aware, when you are born, when whatever, the moment you became aware, the spirit that was with you right there, when we all fell, that is the other half. Now, that is the mission that almost every one of us has, to go back to the one, uniting with that original state of oneness, which is what you call God or force or whatever you want to call it. So, our mission is to transcend these forms, these separations that caused our fall from that unity with the divine. So when we reconnect, even now when you look for spouses, this is now even how we even came up with marriages or wanting to have relationships, or Adam looking and seeing that he needed a significant other. Because when we reconnect, or when we merge, when we cuddle, na hizo zote, what we are doing is that we are aiming to recreate the state of nothingness, the limitless potential, where me and you, when we come together, we forget about the world. In that limitless potential, form, who you are, individuality, it dissolves. That is even why when you're having an orgasm, you lose your mind, because your form and your individuality kind of like dissolves. So this allows you, when you're coming, that is even why you say you are coming, like, or whatever you say, that experience, it is an unconscious experience. You don't even know you are shouting it. Some of you will even call God or whatever names you are saying, because that is the infinite flow where we are consciously now creating, or what we can say, being in a shared world. You get it? So each spirit, each one of us, we are on a path to rediscover our origins. That is why you are always talking of going back to your ancestors, or going to God, or going back to heaven. So when you are leaving your footprints in the sands, in these waters that we are in, as you move closer to home, that is why they talk of going back home. As you move closer to the origins, shout out to the guy who wrote the book called Sapiens and a book called Origins, Mason Minds. Kwa sijui kwa nini nimekumbuka Origins, and I think I have that book, but I never read the book. I think I have the book Origins, but I never read book. I read Sapiens a long time ago, maybe 8 years or whatever. So now, when you know this, then you're going to understand that this journey of reconnection is for both personal reasons and universal reasons. And that is why we talk of creating communities, because it is about teamwork. You have to do it with people. No matter how awoke you are, or awake you are, or separated you are, or how yoga sitting style, many hours you can meditate, or how many hymns and chants and magic, whatever you can do, it's still bullshit. Because this is a teamwork thing. You cannot do it alone. Because each of us shares pieces of each other. Not just physical, but awarenesses. Each and every spirit in this world shares pieces of each other's awarenesses. You cannot escape it. And we are all trying to understand that and integrate all these other spirits into the larger whole. So that is even why when you're questioning someone, you question them against God, like unasema na Mungu ako na viumbe mingi. Mungu ako na viumbe mingi, hata hii ni kiumbe ya Mungu. Yes, because each of us has a piece of awareness that each and every, ndio maana unasikianga it's each one teach one. So anyone else teaching separation, they are lost. Shout out to my hibiscus tea, it's beautiful. You should test my hibiscus wine too, it's the best. Hibiscus Royal. Uliza anyone who has been to a Ngemi event, anyone who has been to Ngemi, uliza anyone who has been to Folk Fusion, ask them about my wine. Now, where were we? Yeah, so now understand. So now when you understand that, now it is even easier for you now when you know whatever relationship you are in. If you are spiritually inclined, then you know what type of fulfillment that relationship is fulfilling in your life. Okay? You'll understand why. So you give yourself grace, so you don't go about beating yourself thinking, oh my God, why am I like this? No. Spiritual mission for every spirit. So let's do some Q&As. Let me look at the comments. Shout out to everyone in the space. I can see you're not tapping the screen. Kama tuko na 7,000 likes na tuko na over 30 people watching. That's not how it happens. Is it strange that I know I'll meet my person? You'll meet them and you'll know each other. To be direct. Someone say tying the knot. Yes. Yellow looks good on me. That's color for Sunday. Shout out to you. Thank you. The moon is in Leo. So as a moon in Leo, I can get away with any color. Fifth house energy, eh? I'll always be kingly. Or I'll always carry that energy of a king wherever I go. Adonigaito, you lose subscription, hiyo ndio nimeona. Is yoga a necessity for well-being and connection? What happens during yoga? During yoga, all you are doing is grounding, emptying your mind. So yes, that's a beautiful thing. Being lost in your own thoughts, not just being in the world. What about your thoughts? What about your feelings? Or are we supposed to ignore your thoughts? Are we supposed to ignore your feelings? Just because you are not Saguru, or just because you are not some names that they make meanings, they give them titles, Dr. PhD, so we can listen to them, EGH, MPs, whatever bullshit. So what about your thoughts and feelings? Your thoughts are valid. Your feelings are valid. Didn't you come from God? Or are you not a child of God? Or who made you think you don't matter? So you need to find time to pay your tithe. The real tithe, meditation, so that you can see your thoughts and feelings, your original thoughts and feelings, where there's no noise there, there's no monkeys there, there's no governments there, there's nothing there. It's just a peace, P-I-E-C-E, a peace like a pie, which gives you the peace of mind, P-E-C-E now, that you deserve. Okay? Where now you can show us your expressions. Show us what you are made for. Show us what you are made of. Show us your little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. So we need to see your light. So yeah, do some meditation, then we can see your light. Be the twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, that's you. So let's see your light. Let's see something original and unique from you, never seen before. So yeah, you can use yoga. Question time, as we enjoy this red hibiscus tea. And buy my wine. Right now I'm the best alchemist, walking the talk. When it comes to wine making, you can beat me. Or you can? Where's your wine? Let me buy your wine. If you can beat me at wine making, show me your wine. If you can't show me your wine, then buy my wine. I'm the best. Don't hate now. We're walking the walk, walking the talk. So back to questions. And this is the best hibiscus tea my daughter just made me. I love it. Beautiful. Now what I need is some cinnamon. Cinnamon is good for your skin. So for all my ladies in the space, all the gentlemen, cinnamon for your skin. You keep drinking cinnamon, you'll have the best skin. We're starting tomorrow. Cinnamon drinks. I've been looking for a good natural wine. Buy my wine. My wine is yeast free, naturally fermented, no yeast. Uliza wenye wamekunywa wako hapa kwa space. I'm sure some of them are watching now. How can we purchase? My WhatsApp number is right there pinned. WhatsApp me. 1 liter is 1,000. Beautifully packaged, delivered where you are. Delivered where you are. It's even going across the border. Watu wanaorder Uganda, inawekwa Kampala coach. 5 liters, Kampala. My number is right there. Naturally fermented. No yeast. Hibiscus royal. Because you are royal like that. So let's get back to the live. So it's Q&A. We have a few more minutes of Q&A. So ask your question. We are in Scorpio hour, so you can ask any question, regardless of how it sounds like. Right now we are in Scorpio hour, so right now we are in your dick and pussy area. Okay? You are in that hour. Your desires. That is why a lot of people would be having sex between now and 10 p.m. Saa 5 wanazima karedi wamemalizana. Watu wanaanza kukulana saa 2 mpaka saa 4. Scorpio hour. Sagittarius hour, they start traveling in the dream world. You get it? Wasikianga ploti fulani saa 2 ikifika redio inaongezewa watoto wamelala. Saa 3 radio news, redio inaongezwa mpaka saa 4. After saa 4, mechi zinaisha. In that hour, now ask your question now. Ndio ujue masaa ya kuomba. But you are supposed to transcend all these hours, so you use them. They're not supposed to govern you. You can use these hours. You can. So there's a mechanism whereby you wake up before, for lack of a better word, you wake up before God, for lack of a better word. So if you wake up at 5, the advantage, this is why even the people who they succeed because they are doing something out of default. When you wake up at 5 or 5:30, when Aries, the rising, when it's happening, so we are talking about the bright star, the morning star, hizi vitu zote, excuse me, love that, ziko kwa Bible. However, when you wake before 6 a.m., it's like you are watching it's like you rose before the day and you're observing the daybreak. The daybreak. So, when you do that, remember, the world starts expanding at 6 a.m. Spring. So, it means that just before the world starts expanding, sunrise, you are aware. So, you're expanding with the world. So, that's the simplest way I can put it in a three-dimensional way. That's the easiest way I can do it. Kiwa de hera jero. Kiwa de hera.
Wanyambura.
Dokimwita hau. Urawe hau. Urawe unia uko ikiwa. Anaita Nyambura. Asali. Asali. Maito, ita maito hapo. Anaitwa na Njero hapa. Shika vizuri.
Kwa nini light hivyo? Ni light?
Hizo kuku ni light. Sawa Jeroi.
Msaidia.
Haya.
Good night.
Good night.
Good.
Gota tena.
Niona sio dhari shoka. Lina njiru, lina sia braki, sio dhari sia.
Wakuja walale huku. Emoke makome huku.
Ma kurara huku. Dhani yako.
Sawa Jeru.
Wenjenga.
Okay.
Deo.
Text the pin number. I'm not getting it. Oh, mnaongea maneno ya pin number, my number. Okay.
Good night.
Good night. So hapa kuku umenaye, kuku zangu ni heavy, hizo zake zinaleta mayai light hapa. Shout out to my handsome moderator. Now, you are on Q&A. You're on Q&A. Just talk a Q&A. And I want a dog. So if you are watching this live and you have a dog that you want to give away, as early as tomorrow, I can pick it up. Okay? I can pick it up. I deserve a dog or 2 dogs. If you have 2 dogs you are willing to let go, hit me up. DM me, hiyo my number. DM me, WhatsApp niambie niko na dogi kama uchukue. Send me a picture, I can pick it up tomorrow. I promise to take better care of that dog than before. They poisoned all my dogs. So I was going for walks in the morning with my dogs. So my dogs zikaanza kujua kutoka nje ya gate. So before nizifunge zinaenda, so they have poisoned all my dogs. I don't even have a single dog. The last one died a week ago. It will be a week tomorrow, I guess. And they stole Coco. Coco the pooper. Coco the pooper was stolen. So now I don't have dogs. Okay? So if you have a dog, hit me up. I sell dog food. So chakula umbwa si shida. Okay? I sell dog pet bites. Pet bites. I sell pet food. So si unasikia hata wewe umekuja nikukula. Si unaona huyu unanistray. Unaona amekula. Unaona? That's a stray. Na imekuja imekula. Come. Come. I've never even seen this dog before. Allah. Why are you so black? Come. Umekula si ukulange ukaange huku. Mbwa Coco. Motinas. So if you have a dog, let me know. So if you have any questions tukimalizia. Come, you're so black. Mumpe jina huyu. Okay. 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 Come. Nanukia nusia. He's investigating the territory. He's like, I'm new here. Let me see. testing the waters, testing this can be a good home. Takuweka nyororo wewe mwenyewe kutafute. Back to the live. So shout out to everyone in the space. That was a quick one because I remembered I have done a soul tie video. Also how it happens, like when you witness something negative as a group, that also create a soul tie. So we have different soul ties. We have soul ties that are connected to relationships, like a good relationships. Then we have those other negative soul ties where, for example, the best example I can give you is the incidents that happened in Ruaka, where some car hit some people and they became unalive. So the residents of Ruaka wakakuja wakapiga hiyo gari wakaichoma. There was a lot of screaming, it was given a lot of attention, ilikuwa ina trend kwa news na everything, kwa phones na everything. So anyone who was a witness to that event, iki happen, mtu yote alikuwa hapo wakichoma gari, hata kama hakuchoma gari, kama alipiga nduru, if you are connected in one way shape or another emotionally to that event, ukapiga nduru ukiwa Ruaka, you must have been there. Wacha wenye waliona kwa simu, mwenye alikuwa kwa ground. Hapa sasa tukiongea kwa ground tunaongea about the incidents kwa maana na vitu kama hizo. Unaambiangwa mind your own business. So that also creates what is called a soul tie, whereby in another situation or circumstance mtakuwa mnajipata screaming together over fear or something. This becomes wale wa mama unasikianga wamechukua gari chama wameenda sijui tarakanidi gari ati walikuwa chama moja, vitu kama hizo zina creating in those kind of soul ties also. So be careful of the things you emotionally pay attention to that have got nothing to do with you. Ati sasa wewe kazi yako ukiingia internet ukiona tu accident una share, ukiona tu kitu imeandikwa accident umeenda kuangalia picha tu acha nione hapo. No, you are creating soul ties, or you are creating that big cloud, because now you're also adding your thoughts and feelings to that accident, but you are making that cloud heavier for the people who witnessed it on the ground and they never minded their own business. So they before the same calamity again because they are tied to that thing emotionally. Okay? Be careful about that also. So vitu zingine unaachana nazo. Why do some parents advise against intermarriage among some clans? Because they don't know better. Those are parents who don't know better. Those are parents who don't even... We cannot blame them, but they were in that space. We were not mentally expanded enough for them to understand that. So you can not blame them. So also we are coming to the realization that there are some mental forms that our parents could never have been based on the timing they were in. So there are some awarenesses that you are becoming aware as the spirit that is here now in these times, the witnesses yao ikiwa ni history, wakikuambia kulikuwa kunafanyika, you being in the presence, experiencing it every day. So by default, you are more expanded. Your mentality is more expanded. Though they are your parents, you are now actually their parents now. You are more evolved. And now your children become more evolved. That is why wewe mtoto wako saizi unaweza mpea simu aende mahali hujaienda. Na watoto wa siku hizi juzi tu simu wananionyesha maneno hapa akiwa shule. Yes, that's a sign that though they are a child, their mind is expanded more than yours. Unampea simu anaingia places hujaiona. The other day I went to see my friend and walikuwa wanacheza PlayStation. So the boy has a PlayStation 5. Now, the other neighbors kids who had come, wenye wakuwa na pad, walikuwa wote wanacheza the same game with their phones. So they are using their phones as a keypad. And I know for you is like, that's easy. See video game. No, but the rate at which they were connecting, like when they came in, they said hi, they took out their phones. PlayStation imewekwa kidogo ni ting play. In less than 1 minute, all those boys were logged in. Mimi hata ukinipea training ya hiyo game 24/7, even if I'm getting paid by the same game, there's no way I can beat those boys with that speed. So I am bigger mentally, but where they are now as children, their mind is also expanded. Though they are still children, unaweza ambia zima hiyo TV usifanye, but their mind is already expanded more than you. It's just that you are aware of more bullshit than them now. Pia wao watapata their own bullshit to be aware about. So we cannot blame these parents also for the advices they give you. It's because during their time, that seemed like the right thing to do. So they were giving you advice based on their time, and at their time, that seemed like the right thing to do, based on the situation, the circumstances, the people, places, and things that were surrounding them. Now, in your own time now, you have things that now makes more sense to you. That your children be looking like that was bullshit. So even in future, our children be looking at me like, though our dad was like the greatest mind, still is the greatest mind floating out here with books, movies, titles named after him, intellectual property rights, having built this kind of mentalities that live like Noah's time, like his name will be known for a long time. But still, to the child, he'll still be looking at me like, my father never made sense in some of these things, because at their age now, they are still expanded. You get what I'm trying to say? So give yourself grace and give your parents grace for the bullshit they also took you through. Okay? They were doing what they thought that was best. So your parents, give them grace also for their emotional immaturity. Is that so? Yeah. So shout out to everyone in the chats, in the live. We can end the live now. We'll catch up Monday for our morning live. Juno na kuna maswali. Ciao ciao.